Hi, this is Andrew. Thanks for joining me. Today I have a quick video about using Metasploit framework and one of the SMB modules to enumerate shares to find out what shares are on a system. So to start out, let's look at the system and the way I've configured it. Now, if you're using this in a penetration testing situation, you probably don't have access to the Windows computer to log in and do stuff. But since I do, I can show you how I set things up, but then we will look at it from the other side as if we don't have access. So obviously, if I have access to it, I can go in and say, here are all the shares. I have the built-in admin, C, and IPC shares. I also created 3 shares that are visible, Jed, Leo, and CJ, and then I also created a hidden share called Charlie. So we have 4 shares that I created and the 3 built-in shares. Now, if I access this computer from my host system, we have it right here. One of the IP addresses, it actually has 2, is 192.168.56.103. I can see the 3 shares I created that are not hidden. I would need to type in the hidden share, and I don't actually have access to these with that account that I created. So I can't get into the share, but I can see them. That means I also can't see the Charlie hidden share or any of the built-in shares. But I want to be in a situation where I can find out that they exist. So the account here's the IP address information. The account information I have in users and computers and local users groups, and I created an account called Fred. So that's the account we're going to use. Now we can pretend I don't know anything about the system. Maybe I've gone here and done this to see what shares are public. Maybe I haven't, but I can't access the console at all. So all I've done is compromise one account, and I want to find out what shares are on that system. So in Kali, I launch MSF console. Now, while it's launching, that Fred account that I created or that I'm going to be using, I found that password through some type of social engineering or some other type of compromise. Open source intelligence, but perhaps found it out as something that's out there. So that's a step that's needed to be able to do this, to use this module. So I'm going to start by saying search, and I want to, I'll search for SMB underscore Enu. So these are the things I can enumerate related to SMB. I can look at group policy, preferences, saved, passwords, share enumeration. That's the one I'm going to use right now. I could also do some things with users and domain users. So right now I want to use something. I could type use 1 because that's the one that came up in the search, and that's easy to type. I could type the SMB underscore enum shares, but I'm going to use the whole path. And as I'm using the path, I can use tab complete, and it's a way of, it's not the quickest way, but it verifies that I'm getting to something that I expect, and I'm not just typing in words that are going to give an error and not give me what I want. So now when I type in SMB, it fills out to there. I do an underscore and enum, and now with an S, it auto completes. So now I'm using that module. First thing I'm going to do is see what's in there. The key things that I'm going to be looking at are our hosts, SMB pass, and SMB user. They are listed. Host is required. Password and user are listed as not required, but I won't get any results if I don't have that. So I can show you that. So first thing I'm going to do is set our hosts again. Tab autocompletes 192.168.56. This is on the same network. As I said, the IP address, one of the IP addresses, 56.103. This is a host-only network in VirtualBox, obviously. So I'm using that. Now, if I wanted to try to run it here, I wouldn't get any results. The login fails on 139, and it's just not producing any results on the that's on port 139. So I'm going to set SMB user, and that's Fred. Now I need to set SMB password, and that is pass1234. Now I know that because I created the account, but in a more normal situation, I would get that because I convinced Fred to go to a web page and enter that information, or I found that Fred was part of a compromised system and used this password in the system, and I want to test it out. So this is how I might see what this is how I might get Fred's information. So I can enter that. Now I can try to run. And now I actually get all these results on port 445. And I see the built-in admin, C, and IPC shares. I also see the hidden Charlie share that I did not see when I looked at it from my host as a regular share. I also see the regular share, CJ, Jed, Leo. So now I know what shares are on that system, and that's the purpose of this. It's just the just gathering information and figuring out what's there and what we can access. So that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.